Okay, I'm back, and I got the oil sump pan on. That was really basically just putting in bolts, so it's nothing really crazy. But the next is putting the flywheel on, and I'm going to do that now. It has been cleaned and degreased, and so there is an arrow on the flywheel right there. And so this line here needs to line up with this right here. So I have it kind of generally set up, and obviously everything has been torqued down. So everything is good to go in here. That's been torqued. These have been torqued. They're torqued to 7 pounds, so it's, and the seal looks great. It looks so radically tight compared to the other one. So I'm going to line this up. So I have new bolts for the flywheel, and I'm going to use these to kind of line it up. The mark on the crank corresponds with the mark on the flywheel, corresponds with the mark on the bell housing. And these get torqued down to 30 pounds. Just going to tighten these up a little bit. Okay. So now I'm going to torque these guys down. So, looks good. Looks very good, actually. And like I said, these get torqued down to 30 pounds. I'm going to start off at 20. I'm just going to do a crisscross pattern. It's not even down. That's 20. It's 20. It's 20. It's 20. It's 20. It's 20. I'm going to go 25, I guess. Okay, sorry for that. The video died out on me. So I torqued him down to 30 pounds. I'm going to lift it up now just so that it's I am going to install the springs. So seems crazy, but this will work actually. And so we put the springs in here, and then we put the plate in. Okay. I'm going to give it one last clean of brake cleaner. And there is a dot on the clutch plate. So that corresponds with it corresponds with lining everything up. So, oops. Sorry about that. Okay, so where's the dot? Here's the dot right there, right there. So that is going to correspond with this right here. So I've drawn a pencil mark right there so that it lines up. And you will know if the springs all seat right. And they have all seated right. So So you kind of know a seat because, I mean, it's actually already pulled in a little bit. So we know it is seated. And I am going to I'm going to crank this down a little bit. And what is happening is that I'm cranking it down and it is pulling everything in. And it's pulling everything in evenly, actually. So oops. I didn't want to turn the motor really. So I'm going to move it back a little bit. It doesn't really matter at this point anymore. But it's just nice to, if it's right. See, that will lock it. And okay, so now we're going to start installing the.
Okay, I'm actually just going to check to make sure while I am here that all the springs are seated. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to cinch this down again. And I got some new friction plates too. So it goes friction plate, intermediate plate, friction plate, and then ring gear. So there is the just take this out. So I'm going to install the friction plate first. next is the intermediate plate. And I'm going to clean it with brake cleaner just to be on the safe side again. And I pulled some off, so I'm going to do it again. And this is, again, the intermediate plate. There's no particular direction that it goes on. That. Next is the last friction plate. Okay. And next is the ring gear, and I'm going to clean the ring gear with some brake cleaner again. Okay, so I have new bolts for the ring gear, and I have the Schnorr washers as well. So these get those locking Schnorr washers as well. These are just like a small, I think they're just slightly longer than the washers for the flywheel. I'm sorry, for the bolts for the flywheel. And these get torqued down to 22 pounds. So it's very this one went together really, I guess it was pretty uneventful. There's nothing really everything looked really kind of good, and changing the seals out was I guess the seal was not a big problem. And I'm going to tell you this, without these special tools, this compressing and the well, the next one I'm going to put it back on. It's really hard to do it. I mean, you really can't do it. I don't know how you could possibly do it. So I'm going to, I guess, just gently tighten these things down. Here's the thing, these things have really a lot of pressure on them. So I can understand why it's like 22 pounds. They are very, because you have those springs that are just compressing, that are just pushing back against it. So I'm going to start off with like 18. Okay, that's 18. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to evaluate the transmission right now. Take a look to see where we're at. And I'm probably going to replace the seals on it, but I'll probably do that off camera. So I'm going to I guess, clean up this workspace a little bit. But I'm going to bring it back right when I start to put the transmission in, so stand by.